Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I am here with week number 4 of the Beginner Folio Series. This week has all the elements that we learned on the other weeks. This has a waterfall, accordion, flaps, and it has a pocket. So, I'm looking at my cheat sheet here. This is all my madness, so I came up with these designs myself. Yeah, look at the crazy that happens in my head. Anyway, this paper collection is Chore Gnomes by Keep It Simple. Now, the paper was super thick. I was not expecting it to be so thick. I think it's like 110 pound weight for the pattern paper. And it's like this, it almost feels glossy, but it's not glossy paper. So I love the feel of it. I just was a little bit shocked with the thickness, like shocked in a good way. But it was slightly harder to work with and to layer because it was so thick. So just to let you know that. This one does have magnets, but you do not have to add the magnets to keep it straight. I know some people cannot do magnets at all because of like a pacemaker type device or something like that. We can't do magnets, so you don't have to use magnets. The base is cardstock. This one ain't going anywhere because, like I said, this paper is like 110 pound weight. It's insane. It's so cute though. All right, so I used a card from the ephemera pack. This is spring cleaning. I used 3 stickers. And the stickers are kind of twofold. They weren't there just for decoration to make it super cute, but it was there because I decided to do a quarter pocket and I needed something to put there to remind me of where I need to stop with my pictures. Because like you can't, if you put a 4x6 here, it's going to show because it's a little quarter page. So it's going to show like that. So I put the stickers there to kind of remind you of, hey, keep your photos, you know, like 3x4 and below. This one's actually bigger than 3x4, but 3x4 and below. And then don't go anywhere in here because that's where your card, actually you can, because I didn't put the magnet there, did I? No, the magnet's somewhere over here. Okay, so yeah, that's my trick. All right, so super fun. I know you're looking at it and you're like, ma'am, where's the waterfall? Where's the flaps? Where are my flips? Well, everything laid out so perfectly that it just looks like one page, right? That's it. You can't even see the flips and flaps. So I was super excited about that. Again, I think that's because of the paper collection, but here we go. So on this first side, I did some, oh my gosh, you put photos on the back. Photo mats, I guess. I don't know what happened to the other ones. I don't know where they went, but there was a couple of them in here. And the photo mat is what's actually holding my accordion down. So you don't have to put a magnet and you have room to tuck in, you know, whatever you want. You can tuck in extra pictures. You can tuck in ticket stubs, you know, whatever you want to tuck in, you can. And then when you pull it out, your accordion opens. How fun is that? So you have your solid backing for your 4x6 if you want to, or you can just leave it white, or, you know, or excuse me, leave it blank and put your 4x6, or you can have your backgrounds for, you know, your photos, whatever sizes you're using. Same thing here. If you want to cover it up, say you don't like this page, well, there you go. Cover it up. That's actually one of my favorite pages. And then, you know, your accordion goes both ways. So you have 6 pictures here. And then you could do a 7th one here. This will, it will hold a 5x7. It's just that you'll see some of the picture when you close the accordion. You'll see a little piece of it right here, which, you know, will be fine. Or you can do your 4x6 there, or, you know, whatever you want. And then You have room over here for your 2x3s. You could probably get away with a 3x4 as well. You know what? I'm going to cut this down to 3x4. Well, it's 3x4 1/4, but that's fine. So you have room if you want to cover up your little adorable gnomes or just leave them alone. Obviously, your picture choice is going to be your choice. You don't have to mat everything. If you didn't want to mat anything except for your hinges, that would be super cute too, because if you just want all pictures, how cute would a book of just all pictures be, right? Okay, so here we go. We're going to flip, we're going to flap, we're going to flip, we're going to flap, and we're going to waterfall. How fun is that, right? I love it. So obviously on your flips and flaps, you can put a picture, you can journal. If you know, whatever you want, your style. You could even do something like this and then put, you know, your other things around it. And then you have, I don't know, that. So you can have a whole story layout or random pictures and random journalism, whatever you want. My waterfall, I left unmatted because I'm going to put all 4x6 pictures. So there was really no point for me to mat it. Okay. So you have you have room for 8 4x6 pictures, and then you can also add another one here. So that's 9 4x6 pictures, just right there in this little waterfall. Again, you can add your 4x6 pictures here. I did mat these in white cardstock. Normally I mat with white copy paper, so that way the people can just take it off and, you know, replace it with a picture. But the front was so heavy that it was making my back a little flimsy. And so I glued down cardstock, and it will give my 4x6 picture a tiny little border. And I did test this out to make sure that when I put 9 pictures here and then pictures on all 4 of these backs, that this would still flip and flap how I need it to flip and flap. And how I made sure of that is I put the magnet here and a magnet here. Okay, so it doesn't matter how bulky this gets. Okay, let me retract that. You can go a little bit bulky. You can fit all of your pictures. So you can fit the 9, 11. Would you put one on the front? I'll just say 13. We won't count the fronts as much. You could put your 13 pictures in there and it'll be just fine. I tested it out. I actually took all the cardstocks from, you know, what we're going to need. And I I honestly just threw it in like this. So that's 12 sheets of cardstock that's in there. And it's a little tiny bit bulky, but it's fine. Book's still fine. We're good to go. I probably didn't need a 1-inch hinge on this, but I don't know. I made a 1-inch hinge in case you want to add anything bulky to the fronts of these or the pocket, or you want a 3D something here. That's why I did 1-inch hinges. If you're not going to add anything other than pictures, make your hinges smaller. That is totally up to you. But I do know that I have a lot of people who love to embellish, and they want to do more than just the quarter cover sheet. And so that's why I did such big things. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the tutorial and what you need. I'm going to pull up what I typed to make sure what I typed is correct. All right, so we need one piece that is 8.5 by 11, scored at 5 and 6 on the long side. Okay, 11, 8.5. Okay, we need another piece of paper that measures 8.5 by 9.5. scored at 5 and 6 on the long side. Perfect. Okay. So this is where if you want to change up this folio a little bit, this is how easy it is to change the look of a folio. Right now, the measurements are for this little quarter sheet, right? Super cute. If you want that whole sheet to cover, like what I did on the previous one, just do 2 pieces of paper at 8.5 by 11, measured at 5 and 6. That's it, okay? If you want to change your hinges, say you only want a 1/2 inch, then you're just going to change everything by 1/2 inch. So you're going to do 8.5 by 10.5, scored at 1/2 inch difference. You have to figure that out. If you want that, let me know, and I will do that. I just don't want to continue and confuse people, which I probably already did. But it's very easy to change your folios, okay? Whenever you're doing a trifold folio, it's easier to do 2 pieces of paper and connect them instead of trying to, you know, find long paper. I know some people have super long paper, but I don't. So we're just gonna glue it like that. Okay, so that's good. Now we need to have 7 pieces that are 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. Scored on the short side at 1/2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, that works out. Now I went ahead and put my tape on all of them. But it's up to you with the accordion, like we learned in the accordion video. If you're not comfortable forcing your paper to fold the other way, then hold off on your tape. And that'll make sense in just a minute. Okay, and then we need 4 pieces at 4 1/4 by 6 3/4, scored on the long side at 1/2. 4 1/4, 6 3/4, scored alongside a 1/2. Okay, that's fine. And then we need 1 pocket, which is 5 7/8 by 2 1/4, scored on 3 sides at a 1/2 inch. So like the, you know, a pocket. So 1/2 inch on both of the long sides and 1/2 inch on a short side. Okay, so we have all of our parts and pieces. It's correct, thankfully. Let's go back to our covers. Okay, so the 8.5 by 11, you're just gonna keep it in the landscape mode, right? So just leave it like that. And then on your other sheet that has the smaller measurement, that's gonna go on the right, like so. Okay, so we're just going to glue or tape those 2 middle pieces together. And I forgot, I did not put the little lid thing on here. All right. I'm getting used to using this bottle. I'm probably going to go back to my little 2 ounces, a little bit easier for me to handle than the 4 ounce bottle. Oops. All right, so just get the perimeter. Now, whenever you're doing folios, you can put lots of elements on your middle section because it's reinforced. You have 2 pieces of cardstock on top of each other, so it's going to be your strongest point. Hence why it has the waterfall and the flips in that middle section. All right, so go ahead and glue those together. You want to go right up to the score line. Do not pass it. Do not go on it. And then here's my book. And here's a fun fact. If you want your quarter sheet to be on the left, beep, beep, beep. There you go. It doesn't matter which way you want it to open. All right. So now on the inside, we're going to work with We're going to work with the left-hand side, which is going to be our pockets and our accordion. So for me, I like borders. I love borders. And so I did not cut my piece of paper to go all the way down to the bottom. My matting paper right here is 6.5 by 4.5, okay? Because I like that border. If you want your paper to go all the way down to the end, so be it. But I did not mat first. I put my accordion down first, and then I matted around it, okay? So I put the paper on top of the accordion. This is just a little tiny strip. This is like not even 1/4 of an inch that I just stuck there to make it look like I fully matted the pages, and I did not. And the reason why I did that is because I am officially out of pattern paper. So the album that I'm about to do the tutorial on is not going to have any paper because I am out. It's okay because I'm leaving soon. So actually, I think by the time this comes out, I'll already be home. Back in the States anyway. Okay, so let's make sure that our pages are varnished nicely. That's your number one concern. So varnish our book. And again, you can use your packing tape like we did on the little Disney one. If you feel that your seams are going to rip easily. If you're giving these to a child, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you use the packing tape or Tyvek or something for these seams to make them a little bit stronger. This one is going to be for myself, and so it's going to stay on a shelf for the majority of the time, so I'm not going to reinforce my seams. Okay? All right, so now what we need to do is take 3 of our pieces that are 3 of the 7. What were these measurements? 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. We need to take 3 of those. And this is where I said, there's 2 different ways you can make your accordion. You can fold your hinge and place it on the non-tape side of your other piece. Line it up. This is definitely going to be your easiest for beginners because now all I have to do is fold this one, put it on this side, and my accordion is already done for me. So for me, I like to do mine. I fold it inward this way and I put it on this way. Okay, that's just how I've always done it. But I'm starting to like this method better. So, and also when you do this method, you can go ahead and pre-tape everything. So I can sit there and watch TV and just tape, tape, tape and not have to worry about it. So it's really up to you, your preference. You can try either method. Some people just get nervous when they tape on one side and then you have to flip it the other side, like the bumpy or dentist side. It does cut down on bulk, but if you put your tape on the wrong side, just flip your hinge and varnish. It's not gonna matter, okay? It adds slightly more bulk, but in a folio, because it's supposed to be picture heavy and not element heavy, you'll be fine. Okay, so I added all 3 of mine. I'm gonna bring my base back in. And now you're gonna decide if you want your flap to open this way, or you're gonna put your flap here and this flap goes that way. Okay, it doesn't matter, it's your preference. I did mine so my flap opens this way. Okay, so I put my strip on the left. It does not, I mean, it does change the look slightly, whatever you're more comfortable with. If you're more comfortable pulling it out, or you're more comfortable pulling it that way. I'm gonna put it, you know what, I'm gonna put my pocket down first. Let's go ahead and work on our pocket. So you should already have it cut and taped. We're gonna go ahead and miter it. So you're gonna go right here at that X, just like a normal pocket, and on that side, you're gonna go ahead and burnish. And you're gonna make sure that your 3 sides don't touch. If they touch, just cut off a little bit more. That just adds unnecessary bulk if you leave it there. But, you know, if you forget about it, it's fine. A tiny bit of bulk is not gonna hurt you, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put my pocket down first. Again, I don't mat under my pockets. It's just not my thing. Let me move that out of the way for So your pocket should go up to the score line and a little tiny bit to the edge if you use my measurements. Because I don't like to fool with guessing where my pocket should go. The size puts it right in the middle. Because you don't want it to go over your score line. You don't want it to go over the edge. So it goes right in between that. I left a tiny bit of a border on the bottom because I like border. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and put my accordion down. I got overhang in here. Okay. Now, you can choose where you want to put your accordion. Gosh darn it, me and this overhang, I did not do a good job. Yes, overhang is a problem if you don't cut it before, because that overhang can catch your next page and then just rip your paper. All right, so for my book, I put my accordion in the kind of in the middle as best as I could. So you can put it all the way to the left, you can put it all the way to the right, all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. It doesn't matter. Put it where you like it. I'm gonna do the same thing. I need to turn my book and I'm gonna give it about I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, a little bit more, a little bit less. Let's see if I like that. Nope. So this is all I did. All right, I like that placement. Boom, down. Okay, that's it. We're flipping out, out. Thought I do see overhang. Gosh darn it. It's probably the same piece, I'm just not cutting off. There we go. All right, so that's done. So when you mat it, now you're gonna mat over this so you won't see that hinge, okay? And then you'll add your pieces to close that. In the meantime, I'm going to take a paper clip, excuse my arm, to hold this down so it doesn't drive me insane. Okay? You can actually leave the paper clip there. That'd be a really cute element to add. All right, so now we need to work on our waterfall first, I think. How did I do this? Nope. I put my flaps down first. Okay, that's cool. So we need four of the 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. We need those first, okay? So, okay. So, I realized when I got my 4 pieces here, I started to put it together, and then I looked up and saw I was not recording. So I had laid my my scissors on top of my mouse, and it kind of recorded or paused the recording. So anyway, we got our 4 pieces. Yours won't have the tape here. Like I said, mine were already down, and so I just put some undo on them to take them off to show you how to do it. I didn't have to add tape because it's still sticky, but I didn't want to confuse y'all too much. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take our first flap, and we're gonna put it on the top left-hand side, almost to the top. Give yourself whatever border you want. I just kind of matched mine. Mine's a little bit higher than my accordion, but that's okay. Actually, I don't want that. I'm gonna make it the same as my accordion. Okay. Make sure we varnish that in. All right. There we go. Now I am going to do which piece? So that's up there. That's on top. Okay. So now I'm going to do the bottom right. So take your flap, remove the backing, come to your bottom right. This one is about an 1/8 of an inch or a little bit more from the bottom. You want to make sure that you are not touching your score lines, okay? Varnish that in, like so. Okay. Now we're just gonna do the opposites, right? So now we can go ahead and do the top right. I'm trying to remember how I did this to stagger them. I think this will work. If not, we'll make it work. All right, so top right. Just want to make sure they're lined up together. That's about close enough. Making sure I didn't affect that score line, which I did. I was too close to that score line. And I kind of pressed this a little bit hard. Okay. We're fine, we're fine. So make sure you're not affecting either one of your score lines. There we go. Okay. Perfect. What did I do here? I ripped my paper, so I'm just going to add some wet glue to take care of that rip. Okay, that's it. Wet glue fixes everything. Where's my top? All right, so now we're just going to put your bottom left piece, except for I'm not going to put that all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to put it about half an inch from the bottom. So here's this. And yes, it's stacking right on top of this other hinge. There's no way around it. It's fine. Just make sure that you don't get near that score line. No, it's a little too close. Okay. All right. So now I have right top, wait, did I do right? Yep, right top, left bottom, right bottom, left top. I think that's how I did it. Yep. There we go. Obviously, however you want to put yours on, you can flip and flap however you want. That's how I wanted to. Varnish it in. Varnish it in. Okay. Now, so your book is done. Oh no, I'm lying to you. I forgot about the waterfall. Okay, so my waterfall is not going to actually go in my book because I don't have any paper. So at this point, you definitely need to mat it because you need to hide these ugly hinges, right? So mat it with your whatever paper collection you're using first. And then we're just going to build a waterfall on top of it. I don't know why I keep closing this. So as you can see, I have the bubble paper underneath my waterfall, and I matted my waterfall right on top of that bubble paper. Okay. So mat your waterfall or your paper. And then your waterfall is like this. You're going to fold your flap, take the backing off, and you're going to line it up with your two flaps. Okay, so it's going to go here like so. Mine obviously is not glued down, so when you have yours, you're going to flip it up. It's going to look like this. You're going to take your next one, just like our waterfall, fold it, take your backing off, make sure it's varnished, get right up against it, tape it down. Okay, get your next piece, do the same thing. Varnish, take the backing off, line it up. Varnish, take the backing off, line it up until you have a full waterfall that kind of looks like this. Obviously yours will be taped down. It will be as straight as you can get it. It'll go all the way to the bottom, but you have your waterfall. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna paper clip mine onto my book because I don't want to lose my pieces. But when you're done, your waterfall should look something like this. You can add one more piece if you wanted to. I didn't mind the border. And then you're gonna go ahead and decorate your hinges. Okay? So that's it with that part of it. Now, when we close our book, I can't remember, I did this video in so many different parts, I can't remember what was said. So, we're closing our book. Mine's going to close just like this one. Now, I figured out the reason why my book keeps going like this. A lot of you are probably saying it's the weight of the lid or whatever. No. It's because I have a magnet here and my magnet here. So they're right in the same, see where my fingers are? My pointer fingers? They're right in the same place. So my closure magnet, well, they're not the same. They're slightly off from each other. So my closure magnet is trying to catch both magnets. So it's trying to catch this one and it's trying to catch this one. Actually, I think it's repelling this one. That's why it's being a little weird. So that's why my book just immediately falls flat. Because as you can see, with no magnets, it's not falling flat. It's staying, it's not doing this. So, when you put your magnets, if you're going to use magnets, I would suggest to put this magnet, if you're going to put it here where my finger is, take this magnet and you're going to move it as far away as you can. You're going to move it to like, because you don't want to be at the edge. You could even put your magnets in your little card. That was my original plan, but I had already glued my card down to the backing paper by accident. So I was going to put my magnet in here, and then my magnet would have been over here instead of lined up with this one. Okay. It's not a huge deal. I mean, no one's going to be like, oh my gosh, that book is horrible because it does that. No, they may laugh. They may not even notice it. So yeah, just watch out for your magnets. So, you know, that's my tip. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Bye.